I hope you measured that salt.
That can never happen.
Yes.
Now it's all based on the news film.
The other people are going to eat.
I'm doing this.
Another 5 cups of
Because you can always look it up on the computer, so you don't, which maybe is a good thing. I know.
they just sit there and
Take up space.
That's right. So now you can Actually, this is
So if I could have your attention, please, for just a couple of minutes. I'd like to explain what I'm doing out here at our fish boil tonight and tell a bit about the history of our Door County fish boils. The pot tonight has just 4 ingredients, very simple recipe: water, salt, potatoes, and fish. Takes a half hour. The potatoes take the full 30 minutes. The fish don't take very long at all. I just put those in now. In about 9 minutes, we should be ready to serve. And the salt is the only seasoning that we use in the food out here. One of the other properties of salt that will help us tonight is things float easier in salt water. So all the stuff we don't want on the food will be at the top. I don't want us to pull the food through that. I like to get rid of it. So to do that, I'm going to take kerosene at the very end, throw it on the fire. So it's really hot, really fast, and boils it over. And as soon as after as possible, the young men will come with the iron pole and pull out both baskets and put on this carrier. And you'll have a nice pathway for them so they get into the dining room with the hot food, and then you'll know your meal is ready. The tradition of our Door County fish boil started with our immigrants that came and settled in this part of Door County in the mid of the 1800s. And of course, many of them were from Scandinavia, brought with them a great love for fish, and began to explore the great bounty of this great lake and discovered this wonderful fish we're going to enjoy tonight, Lake Michigan whitefish. They discovered that this fish, just like some of the varieties of fish they were accustomed to, is especially good poached or boiled, and began to enjoy it the way on a regular basis, especially the fishing families, where your traditional meal will be boiled potatoes and fish. But it really became kind of a large group, big outdoor cooking experience when the main industry here on the peninsula later in the 1800s and the early days of the 20th century was lumbering. We had large lumber camps. I mean, those same immigrants were attracted here for that work. The fish boil was a popular item and a meal they would enjoy. And the menu we have had since then kind of evolved because of what goes well together, but also what we can find and grow here easily. So potatoes, little red potatoes, boiling really nice with the whitefish, and they're pretty easy to grow. Always coleslaw and cabbage and all the other vegetables to go with coleslaw. Pretty easy to grow, pretty easy to find. An excellent side with potatoes and fish and bread. Probably every meal included bread, but especially when you serve fish, you always had good breads available, and you'll have some wonderful breads tonight. And then later, the traditional menu was expanded to include something that we became famous for, cherries. So you always get cherry pie, and at the White Gull, you always get cherry pie and ice cream for dessert. Yeah. So after the lumbering camps closed, the local folks here just kept the tradition going. So, sometimes when I was a little boy, the fish boils were always at the church. My first fish boil was at church. And sometimes a business would do it for their employees to say thank you, and sometimes, family reunion would include a fish boil just because they're lots of fun. It was 1957 when the White Gull Inn decided this would be a fun thing to do on a regular basis for their guests here at the inn, but also for the visitors to Door County. So they've been doing a fish boil here since 1957. Wow. If anybody has questions, come up. I'm glad to talk to you about it. I'll give you about a minute warning before we boil it over. Very glad you're here. Hope you enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pyromania. Pyromania.
Just so warm where you are, just you kind of look and see where you can step back, okay? All right, here we go. Here she goes. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Isn't it?
It's a nice pathway here that comes with the hot food.
Very good. Very nice presentation. Oh, you come here when Russ was doing it. That's your father, right?